Hi, today we will talk about the digestive system. Your digestive system is one of the most intricate and fascinating things about you. There are so many different parts that all work together in order for you to get nutrients from the food that you eat. It really is a miracle. In this series, we'll be breaking down some of those parts. We'll start at the top with your mouth and work our way down, taking a look at each part of the process as we go. So sit back and relax, because we're going on a field trip inside of you. When you first encounter a piece of pizza, your digestive system kicks into action. The mere sight, smell, and thought of that cheesy goodness triggers the release of digestive juices and enzymes into your mouth. Your salivary glands make saliva, which moistens your food and starts breaking it down. Saliva contains an enzyme called amylase that begins digesting your carbohydrates, starches, and sugars. While these processes are happening, your tongue mixes everything around, helping to break up the food even more. It also has taste buds that send signals to your brain about the food's flavor and texture. Meanwhile, your teeth, those little chompy things you use to bite and chew, grind the food up into small pieces. Between your tongue and your teeth, your food is turned into a soft, easily ingestible paste. When it's ready, your food, now called a bolus, enters the first part of your esophagus, a muscular tube about 8 inches long that connects your mouth to your stomach. At this point, your brain has already started telling your stomach to produce digestive juices to prepare for the incoming meal. When the bolus reaches the bottom of your esophagus, it passes through a ring of muscle called a sphincter, which then relaxes to let the bolus pass through. Once the bolus is in your stomach, the sphincter closes to keep the food from coming back up. From there, the food travels into a large, muscular sac where acids, enzymes, and other juices start breaking it down even more. As the bolus makes its way through the stomach, the muscles in the stomach walls contract. This helps mix the bolus with the digestive juices and grind it up even finer. These contractions are so strong that they help break down large chunks of food, turning them into something that looks like thick soup. This soupy substance is now called chyme. The job of the stomach is to break down food both mechanically and chemically. Chemically, acids and enzymes break apart the bonds in the food molecules. Acids are ranked from 0 to 14. The lower the pH, the stronger the acid. Acids with a pH of 7 or higher are considered basic. The stomach secretes gastric acid, which has a pH between 1 and 2, making it a very strong acid. This highly acidic environment created by the stomach helps break down food and kill any bacteria that might be living in it. Enzymes are proteins that speed up chemical reactions. Without enzymes, chemical reactions that occur in the body would happen too slowly to sustain life. The stomach produces an enzyme called pepsin, which starts breaking down the proteins in your food. Once the chyme leaves the stomach, it enters the small intestine, where the majority of nutrient absorption occurs. The small intestine is about 20 feet long. But microscopic organisms that live in the small intestine help break down food even more. For example, E. coli, a bacterium that lives in the guts of humans and other animals, breaks down lactose, the sugar found in milk. Many people are unable to digest lactose after infancy because they don't make enough of the enzyme lactase, which breaks down lactose. Lactase is produced by the cells that line the small intestine. But unlike other enzymes, lactase doesn't work in the stomach. Instead, it works in the small intestine, where the pH is higher and therefore less acidic. The chyme travels through the first section of the small intestine, known as the duodenum, where it mixes with enzymes and other digestive juices from 2 major accessory organs, the pancreas and the liver. The pancreas produces enzymes that help break down carbohydrates, fats, and proteins in the small intestine. Pancreatic amylase continues breaking down carbohydrates, while pancreatic lipase breaks down fats. Proteases from the pancreas, including trypsin and chymotrypsin, start breaking down proteins. These proteases are secreted in inactive forms to prevent the enzymes from digesting the cells that make them. Trypsinogen is the inactive form of trypsin, and chymotrypsinogen is the inactive form of chymotrypsin. In the small intestine, other enzymes convert these inactive forms into their active forms. The liver produces bile, which helps break down fats and is stored in the gallbladder until it's needed. When the chyme enters the duodenum, it triggers the release of bile from the gallbladder and enzymes from the pancreas into the small intestine. Bile salts, made from bile, surround the fat globules and break them down into smaller droplets, a process called emulsification. Emulsified fats have a larger surface area than fat globules, which allows liposity to more easily break them down into fatty acids and glycerol. As the chyme moves through the rest of the small intestine, enzymes from the intestinal lining complete the digestion of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. For example, the intestinal enzyme lactase breaks down lactose into glucose and galactose. Peptidases break down the small chains of amino acids, left over after digestion in the stomach and the pancreas, into individual amino acids. In addition to enzymes, the pancreas also releases bicarbonate into the small intestine. Bicarbonate is a base that neutralizes the acid in the chyme coming from the stomach, creating an environment in which enzymes can work more efficiently. In the small intestine, enzymes break down food into molecules that are small enough to be absorbed by the body. The small intestine is lined with millions of tiny finger-shaped projections called villi. Each villus is covered with a single layer of cells, which increases the surface area of the intestine and helps maximize the amount of nutrient absorption. The villi contain blood vessels and lymphatic vessels called lacteals. Amino acids and simple sugars are absorbed by the blood and travel to the liver, where they can be used to make proteins and other important molecules or stored for later use. Fatty acids and glycerol are absorbed by the lacteals and transported through the lymphatic system to the bloodstream. From there, they can be used by cells throughout the body for energy or stored in body fat. Any leftover material that can't be digested or absorbed in the small intestine moves into the large intestine. The large intestine is about 5 feet long and functions mainly to absorb water and eliminate solid waste. As the undigested material moves through the large intestine, water and other important molecules are reabsorbed into the body. The remaining material becomes increasingly solid and is eliminated through the anus during defecation. And that's how your digestive system turns pizza into you. It's amazing how many different parts of your body need to work together in order for you to be able to eat a slice of pizza, from the first bite to the last bite. Dozens of different chemicals are released, and complex processes are happening inside of you. So next time you eat a slice of pizza, take a moment to appreciate the incredible machine that is your body. Thank you for watching. If you want more info about human body, you know what you have to do. Take care.